The passing of beloved Chinese actor Yu Menglong on September 11 was not merely a tragedy, it was a seismic trigger for a wave of global fury. Beijing authorities swiftly concluded it was an accidental fall following heavy drinking. Yet, for his millions of devoted fans, known as Little Fish, the official narrative felt sterile, empty, and dishonest, a conclusion that erased the struggle, removed the mystery, and ignored the cry of their broken hearts. The grief, within hours, morphed into a justice movement. The internet, from Weibo to Twitter and YouTube, became saturated with the rallying cry, "Retribution comes fast." They were no longer just fans, they were a digital army armed with raw emotion. Their primary targets, Yu Menglong's management, Tianyu Media, and all parties they believed were entangled in the toxic environment leading to the tragedy, especially those present on the fateful night. In this vortex, one name surfaced with scorching intensity: Gao Taiyu. Gao Taiyu, whose relationship with Yu Menglong was a subject of public speculation and scrutiny, became the face of everything the grieving fandom despised: indifference, secrecy, and dubious involvement. While the specific details of that night remained murky, to the heartbroken fans, he was the symbol of what went wrong. They demanded a statement, not just of condolences, but of accountability. The statement finally came. After weeks of deafening silence and cruel speculation, Gao Taiyu appeared in a highly anticipated live stream or through a post around September 28. His hope to quell the masses, offer solace, and perhaps clear his name. The result, however, was a total public relations disaster. Every word he uttered, every pause he took, was scrutinized under the microscope of collective hatred. Gao Taiyu's words, possibly intended as an expression of grief or clarification, were received by the fans as the final insult. The specific content of the statement, according to countless fan analyses and reports, felt too late, arriving after the wave of anger had already crested. Too vague, lacking any details that satisfied the public's intense curiosity or concern about the events of that night. Too self-focused, fans perceived the focus to be on his own difficulties dealing with the backlash, rather than sincere remorse for Yu Menglong's loss or a genuine apology. Behind mobile phone screens, tears curdled into cold fury. Fans saw him not as a mourner, but as someone attempting to control the narrative. They accused him of using fake words to cover up a horrible truth. Within minutes, his live stream chat rooms and comment sections were overwhelmed. "We don't want your fake words. We want the truth. Shut down this broadcast. You don't deserve to be on camera. Little Fish's tears are worth more than all your justifications." Gao Taiyu's statement, instead of acting as a bomb, poured gasoline onto an already raging fire. It highlighted a complete failure of crisis communication, but more importantly, it underscored the fundamental divide between the public perception of the truth and the narrative presented by the involved parties. The failure of Gao Taiyu's words had consequences that extended far beyond social media. The fan movement, initially confined to online protests, quickly targeted the economic base of everyone involved. They initiated a coordinated global boycott, endorsement boycotts. Brands associated with Gao Taiyu and other actors deemed involved, such as Fang Li and Tian Herong, became targets. Comments demanding, "Removing endorsements from murderers equals justice, keep going," flooded product pages. Corporate boycotts, Tianyu Media and its parent company, Mango TV Mango Super Media, felt the hardest hit. Stock prices plummeted. Fans, chanting "Tianyu Media shut it down," were not just protesting, they were demanding structural dismantling. Corporate executives began to resign, reflecting the corporate panic amid an uncontrolled reputational crisis. Street protests, the movement was no longer confined to the digital sphere. In several cities, citizens began demonstrating outside the offices of the involved companies, holding banners and chanting slogans. Yu Menglong's case, exacerbated by the unsatisfactory statement from Gao Taiyu, had transformed from a celebrity tragedy into a symbol of resistance against corruption and corporate power in China. Fans felt they were fighting not just for little fish, but for all artists potentially trapped in a dark and unaccountable entertainment industry system. At the core of this rage lies a profound emotional wound. Yu Menglong's fans invested more than just time, they invested in the persona and the character they saw in him, his kindness, his vulnerability, and his untapped talent. Gao Taiyu's failure to heal them with his words stemmed from a lack of empathy. They felt the statement failed to acknowledge how severe their pain was. Haunting ambiguity, as long as the full truth about that night remained obscured, every public statement felt like an attempt at cover-up rather than enlightenment. Violation of trust, for many, Yu Menglong was a figure they trusted. The alleged involvement of those close to him in the night's events felt like a betrayal that compounded their grief. This anger and these tears are a manifestation of the desire to see truth valued over convenience. Fans did not just want comfort, they demanded concrete justice. They refused to let their idol become an overlooked statistic of death. Gao Taiyu's words were a blunt missile, failing to penetrate the shield of collective sorrow. Instead, the words bounced back, solidifying the fans' resolve that this fight is not over, and that the only acceptable closure is total truth and full accountability from all involved parties.